listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Saturday. That's right, Saturday Night Live with Rich Giordano. It's Giordano. Go for it. Well, thank you very much for being here tonight, kids. We have a very special presentation. We're going to have a full panel of, I don't know who. These are people who have visited the show before, not scheduled to be on. I just put them as, there's me right here. So I just put them up as people who've been in the past. If they show up, they show up. They want to speak and show up, more power to them. Everybody can join tonight when I put the link in the description. Where am I putting it? In the chat room. So we're going to talk tonight about ufology. However, of course, there's some new things that have come to light, like there's not going to be anytime soon, they're saying, any more UAP hearings in Washington until they get a panel of 9 people they got to get. I don't know. They're going to get a panel together is what I'm hearing. And they're going to do this a little differently. This is them just buying time. There's so much information. It's impossible to go through it all. No, it's not. Anyway, I want to hear what you have to say about that. Also, the attacks that have happened on humans over the decades, years, and recently. Are they all real? Are some of them real? Are they psyops? Are they part psyops? What are they? You want to talk about the alien girl the alien girl? The girl, the crazy lady on the plane, you can talk about her. We're going to talk about certain things, though. I have it set up. So I play a clip of something, and then we can talk about it. I don't know if we're going to do it that way, but I'm trying. I'm trying to make this to be on Fridays usually, yeah, but we're doing it tonight. I don't know. Maybe we'll keep it on Saturdays. I don't know. I don't want to do a show every Saturday, though. That's the whole thing. Could be Sunday. We'll go back to Fridays. All right, we'll go back to Fridays. But anyway, you can talk about anything you want tonight. Keep it topical. I want to talk about how you feel about what's going on. And if you have any information you want to share, that's, short and to the point. Because, everybody's got an experience, and everybody likes, some people like they like going on shows to tell their stories. This isn't that show. You can come on and talk, right? And give your opinion on stuff, but let's not go like this. I really like what David Grusch is saying because I kind of believe it. In 47, me and my friend Al, we saw something that was so great, Rich. You're going to love this story. None of that. That's not now. If you want to come on and tell your story as a guest, email me at goofonradio@gmail.com. Love to have you as a guest if you want to come on and tell your story. Yes, I'm accepting those people. Always have. I just don't advertise it because I'm not doing interviews that much anymore. Which is why we do this, to have you, Goofonians and abroad, come here and tell us what you think. I need to know. I need to know. Because I don't think the government's doing a very good job at all. And the last subcommittee hearing that we had 3-4 weeks ago, whenever it was, with Graves and whatever, Grusch, that just bought time. They weren't even going to do that because remember what happened? They had witnesses set up, whistleblowers, and then they did the background checks and whatever else. They weren't happy with what came back. So they called these three as a last minute replacement for the band, right? And that's what happened. They brought them in. We all knew the stories, and it was the best whistleblower committee hearing, whatever you want to call it, that we've had, even though we've heard the stories. It was done very well. I don't see why they have to start all over, get some panel members, get people that are going to make decisions. And Arrow is, oh, God, that's right. We'll have to talk. I got so much to talk about. Oh, let me take a drink. We got roll call to do. I see a few super chats coming in. Let's get started, everybody. Josie UK, welcome to the show. How you doing? Tony T.I., Tony Introvert, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Ben, the Yorkshire Goofonian, how are you? Bob Perkins, the Shirtless Wonder, welcome to the show. Hi, Lisa York, good to see you. Welcome to the show. There it is. Hollywood, you made it to the show, I knew you would. You were here a bit early, said some words, and here we are. Bill, what do you say? Welcome to the show. Because it's Hollywood. Oh, we already did that. 5F45D. You know why I said S? Because I said that's not an S, and it came out of my mouth when I was thinking it. And it was 5-4. You have that up there on purpose, that name, don't you? You know it messes with us. 5F45D. That's a very difficult thing to say. I never knew how hard it would be to just say letters and numbers at the same time. Welcome to the show. Sick. Or sick. I need this. I need a tan, too. 95 today in Florida. Felt like 108 with the humidity. Ryan Van Zant, Orion, welcome to the show. The boss of Goof On, Diane, welcome to the show. DB, Alfie Joe Bob. Howdy do, fresh and through. Because it's Holly. Oh, that's right. Nathan from the Quantum Show. How you doing, Chief? Good to see you. All right. Jeanette, the angel of Goof On, with a $5. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Super chat. It's pure hearts. It's red. It's red. It's red. That's a £5, £5 super chat. Mucho gusto. Love Aruso. Thank you, Jeanette. And welcome to the show. Bitnine Manuko. Welcome to the show. Bitanina. Hi. Welcome to the show, friend. Thank you very much. Jeanette, kudos. Mucho gusto generoso. Thank you. All right. And Kelly Lewis made it to the show. How you doing? Dorothy. Is that Dorothy Hawkins? No, that's Dorothy. Welcome to the show. I see a Ross Snyder. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Seth Emmy. How you doing? Welcome to the big band guy. Glenn Collins is here. How you doing? Brookies. What do you say there, Chief? Welcome to the show. Intergalactic Angler. Welcome to the show. Hey, play something. Welcome to the show. Play something? All right.
Control, this is Flight. We're tracking 3 fast-moving objects, origin unknown.
Moonlicht with $2.22. Throwing down a super chat. Hey. I don't like music when I'm talking. But I played something. Moonlicht, thank you very much for the $2.22. These topics scare me, Sir Rich, Lord of Goofonville. So you're from Goofonville, huh? Have you been to Goofonia? Yeah, you should go check it out. That's downtown Goofon. Yeah. Goofonia is a great place, dude. Thank you for the $2.22. Mucho gusto, generoso, and welcome to the show, so. Thanks, Moonlicht, continuing supporter of Goofon. And Glenn Croy, welcome to the show. I ain't seen beep. For $20, I ain't seen shh either. But for Marcel or whoever said play something, we're going to play something. Oh, we did. We already played some. Oh, I know what he was thinking. You see these new people I don't know. They come in, Glenn. They don't know what play something means, but I do. I know what they want. They wanted this. This is for the person who said play something. This is for you and you alone. What are they, everybody?
Are they harbingers of world change? These secrets in the field.
What are they?
Are they harbingers of world change?
Glenn Croy, thank you for the $20. Now you seen some shh. Now you seen something. Nah, thank you for the 20. Mucho gusto, generoso. And by the way, if you want to help support Goof On, because we are supported by you, everything does go back into the show. You all know that over the years. You've seen it. Because, you know, even though we had health issues this year, we're still getting out there and doing some things. I've got a lot of recordings and stuff I never showed. I'm going to put it together because it doesn't matter. The timeline doesn't matter when I went, when I did, and how I did it. It's just that I did. So, you know, you'll see. But thank you very much. Appreciate it. Welcome to the show. Let's get started. Kermit, welcome to the show. Christine Kane, welcome to the show. What? There was, I know. I'm getting to it. There it is. Kermit. Hi, Kermit the Frog here. How you doing, Kermit? It's a super dono, too, from Kermit the Frog. Very, very, very nice. It's a super dono. You know that's pure love, Kerm? I believe that's your first one to goof, too, isn't it? Isn't that your first one to goof on? Well, thank you, Kermit the Frog, for the $5 super dono. That's all. And good! All over the other tadpoles. Thanks. All right, let's get started. What's that? One more? Bernie Muro. Bernie, welcome to the show, my friend. It's a super dono of $5. Mucho gusto generoso, sir. By the way, last night, I'll tell Bernie, you're always supporting the show. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate it. It just made me remember something. I didn't forget. Last night, David Wilcox, not Wilcox, sent over $20 on PayPal. And he said he sent it about 25 after 7. It didn't show up on PayPal till 8:37. Now, when I checked PayPal at the end of last night's show, I saw Jeanette's. No one else. The show ends, and I'm seeing the chat after show. Sometimes I'll say goodbye to everybody. And David said, hey, man, did you see the... And I'm like, let me check. And I checked, and it was there. So that's why I'm saying thank you to David Wilcox. I don't know if he's here. I didn't see him. But I'll let him know. He knows. But anyway, I don't like to forget that stuff. It's very important that, we recognize people who support anything. You want to get the shout out and let people know you're part of the family, because you are. See, Bernie knows he can't leave the family. He's stuck here. Well, I don't know if you call it stuck. And then Mystic joins the family with the $3 super dono. See, that's pure love. There's no message, no sticker at the bottom. I know you want to get on with the show. Calm down. We're going to do it. Don't worry about it. People are like, I'm getting side messages. They're like, okay, can we come on the show? And I'm like, you're coming on the show? I didn't know you were coming on. Thank you, Mystic, for the $3. We round up here at Goof On. $3 super dono. It's pure love. I feel it. You can't put a price on it. Thank you very much. See? Glenn, what are you doing? Glenn, $20 again? It is a super dono. It's pure love. Man, I can't believe you just doubled down like that. Oh, look here. See, he likes it. What are you doing, Ben? Yeah, I knew you were going to wink. You prick, you. You got old Ben liking it. Thank you, Glenn. Seriously, dude, thank you very much. That's like really generous of you. It's weird because it doesn't show the right color there, but it shows the right color on the screen. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. All the links are in the show description if you want to help support the show. I don't know if I said that earlier, but thanks a lot, everybody. And there is a PayPal one, too. Jeanette! Oh, sorry. Jeanette, I didn't expect you to do that. $12.18 on the PayPal. Mucho gusto, generoso, Jeanetteso. Jeanette, you really are like the angel of goof on. I say it every time, and I'll not stop saying it. Thank you. All right. I'm going to put the link. Oh, David Wilcox gave $25. Sorry, $25. I knew I was wrong. I knew it was 2, though. All right, guys. So I'm going to start the show off by playing something, and then I'm going to bring you on to talk about it. And we're going to do a couple of things here. Did you know they're going to launch another Artemis? They're going to launch another rocket around the moon in December on the 2nd, I believe. Oh, they blocked me. Sadly, it appears, they blocked the video I was going to play. I can't believe this. Hold on, that can't be true. Unbelievable. Grusch gave evidence to the ICIG, providing the names of the Pentagon officials who are blocking disclosure. Providing the names. I don't understand where these people get their information. Hold on. Hold on. Watch. What is going on my computer right now? You have no idea. I can't find what I want to play. Should be right here. All right, here it is.
These people have testified on Mr. Grusch's behalf, also under oath,
Seriously?
in the Inspector General of Intelligence.
All right, check this out, and then I'll drop the link right now into the show description. I'm sorry, the chat room. Gosh dang it. Yeah, it's perfect. Right at 7:30. That's when I was going to bring everybody in so we could talk for an hour and a half. All right, let me drop it. Oh, you motherless mother.
David Grusch was literally the lead investigator with the UAP task force inside the Pentagon, which essentially is the body that has been tasked by Congress, ordered by the, if you like, the Parliament of the United States, to investigate the truth about UFOs. He's the guy that was essentially tasked to go out and ask the question, what's going on? Is there a crash retrieval program? Are there UFOs, craft that have been recovered by the US government? And he is prepared to say, and he said this on oath, he's actually put himself at risk of a jail sentence if he's telling a falsehood. If he's lying, he's going to jail. And so this is a direct challenge to the people who've said that he's a liar or that he's a hoaxer. Put up or shut up. Basically, he's admitted that he did not physically touch or see an alien spacecraft. He's admitted that he did not touch or see an alien being. But what he's saying is that because he was the UAP investigator for the Pentagon, he went out and he spoke to the people who did. He's spoken to people who have direct knowledge of what he's talking about. And moreover, and this is an issue that's being missed in a lot of the media coverage, and indeed in the Pentagon's coverage, these people have testified on Mr. Grusch's behalf, also under oath, in the Inspector General of Intelligence Community hearings that remain confidential. Now, one of the most powerful oversight bodies of the intelligence community in the US is the ICIG, the Intelligence Community Inspector General. And he has come forward to the Intelligence Community Inspector General and given evidence of all that he knows, including what he purports are the locations of these retrieved craft, the names of the people who are running this program, the names of the people in the Pentagon, the officials who are responsible for blocking its disclosure. He's given them chapter and verse on what was recovered, when it was recovered.
All right, we got it. All right, we got some people here. We've got Kermit the Frog, Ice Cream Shots, Bob, Argo, and Dorothy. How is everybody?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
Pretty good, Rich. Thank you. Huh? So I saw Dorothy was the first person to join in, then Ice Cream Shots, and I'll go around the line. You all popped in soon afterwards. Dorothy, thank you for chiming in. Whatever it is you want to say, let me know.
Well, I just was intrigued by that little clip you showed of Ross Coulthart about David Grusch. I asked Ross Coulthart if he hadn't actually heard from David Grusch before the hearing about David Grusch's PTSD in the interview, because I thought I remembered that. And he wrote me back. He said, yes, that's true. So, people make a lot of kerfuffle over these things that they themselves have missed, I think. And then there was all this, like, oh, well, Coulthart does this and Coulthart does it. I just wrote to Coulthart, Yeah. So I would like to go to the source of the statements being made and ask, was that true? Or, because I remembered David Grusch saying all that. So, and the revelation of a PTSD diagnosis, or indeed any kind of a mental health diagnosis in this day and age, any group trying to disparage somebody or discredit somebody about it, I think they'd have to actually have studied a little psychology in order to understand why it's ridiculous. Because, and there's our minor friend. Is that Puck? I can't see.
It's Bob.
Oh,
Bob.
Sorry.
Flashing in. Listen, I just wanted to comment about that. And I would stick up in the panel, but I've been refrigerating myself all day. We're under excessive heat warning. And I'm finally going to get out to do my daily errands around 8 p.m. your time, Rich. So I'll hop back and out and listen in until I got to go get some groceries and stuff. But thanks for letting me hop up about that.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Joy.
Bye, Dorothy's on Twitter at dit.55. You could find her. And there she goes. Some of you have your microphones on and are talking in the background. 6 is designed to 6 cents. I had to mute you, but you'll be coming on shortly. So, Ice Cream Shots, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Yeah, thanks for asking. So I appreciate you coming in. I wasn't trying to force you or Dorothy or Bob to show up tonight. I was just putting your names up there as people who've been here. So what do you got to say?
Yeah. No, don't worry about it, man. That's for another conversation. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, about with what Grusch has been saying and what Coulthart's saying is, man, Christopher Mellon doesn't seem to agree with any of that. He doesn't seem to have any faith from that. Did you see his recent tweet a couple hours ago?
No.
Okay, this is really quick. Sadly, it appears that there is little prospect at this time of further hearings on the UAP issue by the House Oversight Committee. However, the Intelligence and Armed Services Committees remain engaged, and there is far-reaching legislation in the DoD bill that establishes a process of declassifying unprecedented amounts of UAP data. Now, if Grusch has been saying all this stuff and been talking to them already, isn't that the congressional committee that's there taking that to Kevin McCarthy, getting their select committee made and pushing forward? Why are they not doing that? I mean, Mellon seems to think that there isn't really any hope for any new hearings. So that means to me that there is no information that Grusch gave them or they've looked into the stuff and it's bunk. But the weird thing is oh, go ahead.
No, well, to answer your I guess it was kind of like a question out there for everybody, but the thing is, there isn't any proof. All this is hearsay. So of course they're not going to take it that seriously until they see something. I think. I don't know, man. Does that sound like? Does anybody want to? I mean, do you think so? Ice cream?
I mean, I think that Mellon's like kind of jumping the shark a little bit on this, man. I mean, I think if they're able to get Grusch an active clearance and they're able to get in and talk to him in a skiff, well, then I think that there's a chance that they can go ahead and get everything going still. But it just, and it's weird to me because it's like, why does it sound like he's waving the white flag already and surrendering on this when his whole team, his whole crew is going the other way? It's like he's floating off a little bit by himself. It's weird. I don't know. It
is strange. Yes. And when you started reading that tweet, I did see it. I remembered. I just saw it before the show. I saw it. Yeah, I thought that was amazing. That he said that, and other people have echoed it. And Christopher Mellon, who were you just talking about?
Yeah, Mellon.
Yeah, Mellon, and also Christopher Sharp saying it. A couple of people are saying it, that there's not going to be any hearings anytime soon. And what you were saying about the information, I mean, how much information is there? Well, I don't think that they want to deal with hearsay whistleblowers. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, yeah, I don't think they've had enough time yet to really dig into the claims, though. I mean, once like I said, if they get him a clearance where they can get into a skiff, they can kind of get the ball moving. With at least figuring out whether or not what he's saying is true. I don't know if any of us really agree that 100% what he's saying is real or not, but like they might be able to kind of get the ball down the field more at that point. And it just seems like Mellon's already kind of acting like that's not going to happen, and they're going to kind of Oppenheimer him and maybe just kind of rip his clearance and not give him a fair shot at it or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think Mellon knows something we don't know, we're not privy to, and he knows
a lot.
Yeah, and Elizondo did the same thing when he was talking about Arrow. He said, "I'm not going to promise you it's going to be as transparent as we like." He was honest about that because he knew it wasn't going to be transparent. Just like Mellon knows this ain't going to go anywhere. Kermit, you've been so patiently waiting. Thank you, Ice Cream Shots. Yeah. You can chime in anytime. But thank you, Kermit. So what's on your mind there, little buddy?
Not much, Rich. I'm just thinking, are we going to even see David Grusch come back to these hearings again?
No.
That is a good question. I highly doubt we're going to see him anytime soon.
No.
I think they're going to weed him out, and he's going to be silent. Just by going how it went with Elizondo, they knew it was leading to a road of destruction. I don't know. That's how I feel. I feel Grusch is now on the way out. They're trying to bring him down, even though they're saying it wasn't them. And Klippenstein brings up that FOIA request. I mean, that was all planned bullshit. I'm telling you, this is the same thing they did with Lou and his emails. Oh, well, they all disappeared. They're going after him. It's the same type of thing.
No, I think he stepped on some toes, Rich, and we won't see him again.
But wasn't he allowed to say what he said? How could he step on any toes?
Well, that's the fib. So that's what they're saying. They're saying it's okay, and they want to get these people out so they can interrogate them and do stuff to them.
You think? No. I'm not sure about Grusch. I don't think they care about him too much.
I don't know.
Grusch is a civilian. He can testify anywhere he wants.
Really? He is a civilian, even though he took that oath for the rest of his life, doesn't he? Aren't you always bound to that oath and your government once you're part of it?
Well, in the 90s, I was sworn to secrecy about a radio called Singars. They told me to keep it quiet for 20 years, but when I got out, they told me that if I spoke about it, I was going to Leavenworth. 20 years later, I could speak about it,
Did you signed an NDA?
No, it's when you're owned by the Army, you don't have to sign anything. Just give you orders,
I kind of figured it was like that, but when they talk about like you're coming out 20 years later, you're going to say some stuff, but was it top secret stuff that you could say or what?
So I'll tell you something. If you really want to know something that was top secret, although never told by anyone. So my job in the military, I was a forward observer, FIS team member, which means I call for artillery strikes, your close air support, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, in the first Gulf War, when the 1st and the 2nd Armored Cavalry Regiment went over to face off with the Republican Guard, all of us 15 members were called to a warehouse in Bahrain, where we were cleared to shoot local tactical nuclear devices, biological weapons, and chemical weapons. We were given a small debrief over 2 days to kind of rough fire, get everybody familiar back again with the stuff you did in training with all these crazy things that you would never deploy, hopefully, on the battlefield. But I can tell you this, although all of that was cleared under my security clearance, which is, at the time, the president could walk onto the battlefield and try to give me an order, and I could tell him, sir, step to the side while I conduct business.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't clear people for what you don't have. Now, I told people we didn't take any of that over there. I'm telling you, they cleared every one of us FOs to fire everything in our arsenal.
Damn. So, fire everything at what?
Anything. Like,
okay.
They cleared us to fire tactical nukes in that briefing, which means they had to be in country. They cleared us to fire biological weapons, which means that they would have to be somewhere to be delivered, close. So that's how the secrecy of government actually happens. That's like these hearings. You know what I see in these hearings? Disclosure happened in 1947 with Walter Haupt.
Yeah.
Okay. So the only thing that's happened since then is cover-up. So in 2016, about the same time that Doc Jacobs wrote the book Walking Among Us, someone in the Pentagon had a little panic attack because they cleared 3 videos in a row. The what is it? The Tic Tac, the
Go Fast, and the gimbal.
Okay. So and you can find the paperwork is even out now where the stooge in the Pentagon signed to release these. People don't realize this, but you know who was the first person they released that stuff to?
It was
Jeremy Corbell.
Really?
Yep.
But
go back
those
and look at the history.
I thought, according to Mellon, that he had snuck those out. Snuck them out.
So Mellon
and gave them to Elizondo.
But yet we see the actual Pentagon paperwork showing where they were cleared. So who's the liar there, the paperwork or Mellon?
Yeah, everybody lies. That's the whole thing. That's what sucks. They do that on purpose.
I mean, that was.
I can give you some good news to think about, though, Rich.
Yeah.
I can give you some good news to think about. This is something that took me a couple of years to realize. Of course, that's kind of the nature when you're in ufology. You have to give things time to really produce what the truth is. But in 2016, when the Pentagon decided to release these 3 videos, Rich, you're old enough to remember the old Belgian F-16 footage from the early 90s where the F-16s were showing the UFOs jump like 10 kilometers in a second. They had a press conference and everything. And the people who make the F-16 would not back the video, but yet the Belgian government or the Dane government, I can't remember which one it is, one of those Dane people. But, they had a press conference showing the actual gun camera footage. I can remember that was the first time in history you ever had modern gun camera footage of a UFO, okay? So when the military released these 3 videos, it became apparent to me after thinking about it for a few years that we have an actual division in government, not just fiction, dark government, light government, good government, bad government. There is an actual division in government. And here's how you know why. You reverse engineer the idea with the government releases this, and it wasn't the government, it was the military. So the military is on your side because the military want people apprised of what's going on. It's those in power in government that don't want you to know. That's why you have a bunch of these hokey looking hearings and stuff that really mean nothing. That's my opinion.
Yep. I feel the same way. And I do want to get to the Sixth Sense and then Hollywood Hard Luck. But Argo, thank you for that information. It's good to hear somebody with a little bit of real knowledge. It's like, it's a pleasure.
Hey,
the
dude,
Sixth
sorry.
Sense.
Sorry, my computer's running hot, and you can hear the fan and all. And
No, you're all right, bro. It's doing it. You're fine. You're fine.
Personally, I think that what we need to do is you go back to step one. Step one, he makes claims that he himself didn't witness any of it. The people keep tagging along like he's going to get arrested because he's going to lie. No, how can you get arrested for saying, well, I heard somebody said this, somebody said that. He's fucking idiot. The guy. I mean, look at you. Got to be an idiot as a congressman to even entertain this stupid shit.
Yeah,
it's just it's fucking bullshit. I mean, look at this is our taxpayer money right here. And I think it's just a waste of money. I'm sorry about that. It's just a waste of money. And I want to. Argo mentioned something about the aircraft and stuff. I just want to make a statement that look, there's pilot after pilot after pilot after pilot that tells you, look at these things are wonky sometimes. This equipment on our machines, sometimes it freaks out. I mean, you got to remember these things are tens of miles away. They're not like 200, 300 feet, not even 1,000. They're probably 10, 20, 30. They're incredible distance. So you're gonna get anomalies. You're gonna get shit that looks freaky, the movements and this and that. I mean, granted, is it something? Probably. Is it alien? Probably not. And that's what it pisses me off because the fucking government entertains this shit. Why would you even? I'm sorry, I'm getting excited here. Why would
It's
you
okay.
even,
It's okay.
Why would you even take this to the floor? Why would you even bring it saying, okay, well, we got this guy that says, well, his friend of a 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 friend told him this shit. What the fuck?
Because they don't really want the truth to come out. So they give us shit that we can deny easily.
I agree that there's this little thing like we want to protect the military secrets, and you know what? I want them to protect the military secrets, but at least fucking tell us this is not alien. At least tell us that. You know what I'm saying? Stop. And the thing is he says non-human. How many times does this fucking idiot say non-human? He says non-human. How many fucking drones we got up there? Hey, Rich, you own a drone, right? Or maybe a couple.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe one.
No, I do. Yeah.
Okay, how many are up there? There's a lot, and there's more and more and more and more and more. So, I mean, a drone ain't going to fly 20,000 feet. I can't tell you that. Maybe a drone aircraft could, but you ain't drive, regular propelled one, the four propellers. You ain't getting it up 20,000 feet. Not that I know of, but, I just think it's just disturbing that they're wasting our tax money on total fucking bullshit. That's what I say.
Can I say something?
I'll shut my mic off so I ain't making noise.
Bob, go ahead. Yeah, and then I'm going to get to Hollywood hard luck. Yeah.
I totally disagree with
Thanks, 6 cents.
With Kermit. I totally disagree like 100%. Okay? Because this guy, at first, he believed that he's alone in the universe. Okay? And we're past there yet. Okay? We're past this state now. I don't know why this guy is coming on the show right now to prove a point that he's a part of a party or something. I don't care, but we're not there anymore. Now. The thing is that there's two different. No, let's say there's a common space program. Okay, the difference is that in Canada we can talk about it. It's mostly like public, so that's why I get like real people I can talk to and can share real information. But you can't, because who is in charge of all the information? In the end, it's pretty much the Pentagon. And this is related with the army and money that goes with weapons. So if you think those guys care and have any interest to tell you what's really is going on, and that's where Grusch is sitting right now, and even Burchett probably, they know what I know, and those astronauts knows who've been trained to deal with alien intelligence, Richie. Okay, we are there, and that's what they're not telling you. There's people trained to deal with aliens. And this is a big thing, okay? Probably because I'm going to be seeing it tonight. They're gonna talk about it a few weeks later. Look at this. But we are there. So those guys coming here, and, oh no, fuck those money, fuck those tax, because blah 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 blah. This is total crap, okay? There is no money enough invested in that subject, okay? And the Pentagon knows about that. The population knows about that, and the next step, Richie, it's not even about us or the government to have any move, any word in that. It's them. That's the thing. They handle us. We don't handle them. What the fuck is that concept? Oh, yeah, we can take decisions talking about aliens, dealing their technology. It doesn't work like that. People in the news knows it doesn't work like that.
I think people made the mistake that the governments work for them, but now we realise they just work for themselves and dictate bullshit to everyone, and they're the mummy state, and they tell you what you can and can't do. It's bullshit on every issue. On every
universe. That's the thing.
Let's have an internet censorship board for misinformation. And that means if the experts...
Look at the past information.
That's what I'm saying, Bob.
Everything is there to back the thing that there is something else in the universe.
That's what I'm saying, Bob. Let's have a board of misinformation, and then they can dictate what's true and false because the government said so. It's just all shit. Even if they say it's real, it's shit.
I mean, my
Let's pick apart what he
give
said.
no faith in the government.
What he said
trust
was
yourself.
that we have
That's what you have to
non-human
trust yourself.
That's the
be
truth.
aware. I mean,
What he said was we have non-alien craft.
You can't be alone in the universe.
Hold on, Bob. Hold on, Bob. Bob, hold on. Argo, what was that again?
So let's take a look at what he said, okay?
What Grusch said?
Yeah, let's not try to back what he's saying with his proof. Let's just take what he says for a second and see if there's truth in it. He says, first of all, that we have non-human craft in our possession. That's the truth.
We have non-human craft. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Well,
we have non-human craft under our
That's what he said. Right.
Yep. And that's the truth. Okay.
We don't know for a fact.
Well, you're old enough to remember Bob Lazar, and I'm sure a lot of people here know who Bob Lazar is.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, if you don't know the background behind Bob Lazar, let me give you a 2-minute
He wants
story.
me to blow up on Lazar again,
I don't. I don't want a Bob Lazar background. I just did that yesterday.
He wants me to blow up on
Bob
him.
Lazar took 4 people who had no clue what they were looking at, and when a UFO popped over a mountain, exactly where he said it was going to be, it stunned everybody.
Yeah. Even Bob Lazar said he doesn't say they were alien craft. He just said that was shit I was working on. Something like that. And of course,
it is alien.
He doesn't say it. No, he didn't. If you ever watched that video, I just watched it. He says, I don't know what it was we captured. I'm not saying it's alien craft, but that's what I was working on.
That's how we heard one of them was archaeological in nature. So he thinks they dug one of them up, is what he heard.
Yeah.
So he never said aliens. You're right.
Told one of them was recovered archaeologically.
They went and dug it up out of the sand in the Arabian desert, and now we have these UFOs.
Well, 47 proves that when one crashes, they don't care to recover their own. They're not like us.
How do you know? Look, there's so much wrong with Roswell. Like, what? Here, let me explain why I'm so finicky on Roswell. Because wasn't it the first person who showed up there was some young kid who just got into the army, saw the shit lying on the ground, came running back and said, I don't know what this is. It looks like an alien craft. And that's how the rumor started.
The first guy who saw it was the rancher Mac Brazel at about 5:30 a.m. after getting up at 3:30 a.m.
I
He
know.
had a storm the night before and rode out where his cattle had ran from
But
the
he's
storm.
not the guy who reported it that way. It was the army kid who knows nothing about life. Came out there and had no idea. No,
No, Mac went into town. Mac went into town and reported it to the radio station.
Yeah, that too. Right. I thought because of the kid coming back saying that. All right.
Nope.
I could
And
be
then
wrong. I could
he
be
went
wrong.
from the radio station to contacted, I think, a local recruiter there in town.
Right. So Mac Brazel, who knows nothing about anything except farming, made a decision that's a UFO.
Well,
so that's just as bad.
What he said was he came and he said something had crashed on his place, and he wanted the military to come out and pick up all the debris because it scared his cattle and had torn up some of his fence work out there. And that's when the real famous, Jesse Marcel was sent out there to look things over with I can't remember.
Wait, so how did it get to the part where somebody said, who said it? This is a UFO to make it go worldwide. Who said that to the people in the press?
So Jesse goes back and talks to the base commander and says, yeah, here's some of the stuff. He brought some of it back with him. And of course, when they're folding it in half and doing different things to it, they realize it's pretty fantastic. The base colonel says, tomorrow, you and the same guy you went out with are going out with like 15 men, and I want you to recover everything there was. They went out with two old deuce and a halves, and at the beginning of Mac Brazel's road, they left two guys sitting there, armed guards in front of his road, and they went in and recovered all the debris and brought it back. It was late at night. By the time they got it all policed up, Jesse was in charge of the site, so he was the last person to leave. And he goes from the crash site to his house instead of straight home because he was so mystified by it. He wanted to show his kids.
Yeah, but think of the time period that they're in. Anything that looked remotely unusual, wow, Jesus, crazy shit. You know, why is it so shiny? And why is it, you know, I mean, it's not like they had carbon fiber back then, you know? I mean, to us now, it looks superior, you know?
And weeks earlier, Kenneth Arnold saw the craft, over Mount Rainier.
That's right.
Yeah.
There was a lot of activity going on. I admit that there was a ton.
That's where people get...
That was during that Brothers era. You know, the Space Brothers era with George Adamski and all of those guys were, you know, they want to be friends. And George Adamski was bringing back the space apples. Remember, he's bringing back apples from the tree that the alien had given him. Yeah, shit, there's one still in a jar still.
See that, Argo? Argo, I think here's the thing, you know, go back to step one and see where it started, you know, and then you had this UFO craze. So no matter what anybody's seen, it's automatically a UFO, whether it's a balloon, whether it's what. I mean, you know, our optics back then were really, really bad compared to now. You know, I mean, and that's why I don't get when you see UFOs now and people record them, it's all blurry shit. It's like you got an iPhone, that thing should be sharp as all hell, you know. And why are they always fucking blurry? And it just drives me nuts that they say, "Oh, okay, this dot is a fucking UFO." I'm sorry, I can't buy that, you know. But this is it. Go back to step one and see where it all began. You know? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Can we get some police dash cams of a float car and like an episode of Cops with an alien hanging out the window of a UFO or something, please?
Someday. We have several people here, and I want to give people a fair chance to talk. Hollywood... You've been hanging out. I'm sorry, man. When the conversation gets going, man, it's hard to stop. And I'm glad you guys are speaking your mind. That's what I want. But I do want to give people an individual chance to speak what it is, whatever they want. So, Hollywood, you're up next, man. What's up, Mr. AKA Hard Luck? How you doing?
Yeah, just sitting here listening to it go back and forth, man. That's how we solve things, man, is by conglomerating everything together and mixing it up and then see what sticks and what slides off the wall, you know. But I was drawn to the Vietnam UFO attack and stuff there on the Australian Hobart. You guys remember that, where the PT boat was attacked by two UFOs on a river in Vietnam?
Yeah, and the bullets were thrown back at them and everything.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that. The bullets back. Yeah.
And the next day, the missiles ended up hitting the Australian ship or something, and there was 2 dead and 6 injured or something. So
it's wild. These attacks have been.
Nervous.
I think that was interesting back in Vietnam that happened. I think it happened a couple of times. I think weren't they balls of light like Foo Fighters? They weren't metallic craft. They were balls of energy.
Yeah, that's what they were saying is, you know, they were they look like oblong orbs or something.
Something like that, yeah. I bet they probably pulsed or very interesting stories. And, you know, we just had new attacks showing up in Peru, which has supposedly been starting since the beginning of the year. It's just now gone viral. Yeah, so
I'm not sold on that. I'm
not either. I'm not either because the evidence sucks. But, you know, there's a couple of people out there who really love it. It's weird. Hey, thanks, Views with the Z, for the $2. And, you know, super chats come in every now and then. I try to squeeze them in when we're doing the show. And Shane Reed, $4.30, usually $4.20, but he upped it. Thank you for the dono. Shane Reed, love you, buddy. Thank you. All right, so who was up now? I think Sacred Teachings and then MJ Metalhead. So Sacred Teachings, and thank you, Hollywood. Sacred Teachings, what do you got to say about ufology today?
Pretty much is, well, how's everyone doing?
Great, man. Thank you. Yeah.
Good. Pretty much I'm on the same thing. I was listening to, what was that, Argo? Argo
Yeah.
and Bob. Yeah, Argo and Bob. So I mean, I like the little conversation. I think just I'm more towards, I don't know, it's just so weird. It feels like my whole outlook is just switching like dramatically as like this time goes on towards the side, towards the non-alien side. I don't know why. It's just, yeah, that's I don't know. It just seems it's like a frustration kind of same thing. It's like a frustration kind of just a lack of evidence, stuff like that.
Let me ask you this. When did you get involved with ufology?
It started when I was a kid.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, back when, like, early, so I was born, like, 94. I'd say
wow.
early 2000s is when, like, the History Channel started playing, or started having the shows and stuff, and I pretty much got addicted. I got addicted and I was so sold. Like, you couldn't tell me that there weren't aliens, I swear. You couldn't tell me there weren't aliens. You couldn't tell me that the government wasn't holding aliens. And I was very convinced 100%. But just recently, like, I've been doing research all, like, decades and decades of research, like, starting from, like, early 2000s. Like, yeah, wow. So just recently, I just started to I actually came across your show recently. I'm fairly new to the show, and I came across your show because I was, researching it, and I came across your show, and I feel like me and Rich are kind of similar. We have a similar way of thinking about this whole situation, this whole topic, and I came here, and everyone's kind of saying similar stuff. Like, we need evidence. And that's what kind of led me towards that other side. I feel like, damn, like there's not enough evidence, and it's really frustrating. I'm disappointed, honestly. Myself, I am disappointed. I feel kind of let down, but still, it's not on the table. I still keep that on the table. I'm not completely erasing that it's aliens that they're coming here. I'm not. It's not off my table, but I'm leaning more towards it being us.
Well, actually, I think there probably is some evidence. If we look around, there is some evidence, man. They found those nano carbide coils and stuff in Russia, 30 feet deep, man. With the coils on the tungsten and stuff. 30 feet underground. That'd have to be quite old and stuff, and it's not from a rocket ship or anything like that. There's evidence out there. It's just they're parks and stuff. They can't explain them, so they write them off.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think I got a point there. There's evidence out there, but or there's evidence that we haven't yet got, right? But let me just say it like this: the chance of life being elsewhere, whether it's microbiology or what, is probably pretty high. The chance of it being a human, I don't know about that, or human-like, I don't know about that. And I like to use the example. Go look at the deepest parts of the ocean. This shit looks fucking alien. This stuff washed up on shore, you'd say it was there. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like life isn't out there, whether it's bio or microscopic or what. I mean, it's probably likely. I mean, I think that when you start injecting the alien shit and everything's a freaking UFO, I mean, now this shit starts getting whacked, and then you end up getting people like Grusch up there. You end up getting Doorbell and all these other screwballs. All they're doing it for is the money. They don't care about disclosure for any one of you. Any one of you looking for disclosure, they're not there for you. And I'm sorry. Thank you, Rich. I'm gonna mute.
No, thank you. And now to add on to that, not only is it there's got to be something out there, because what just happened, we figured out that the universe is not 13.8 billion years old, that it's 26.7 billion years old. We doubled the size since James Webb Telescope saw something that far away. So imagine now we've got twice as much as we thought, and and I know it just goes on forever.
Well, let me ask you something, Sacred. What would Is there a certain event that's coming up soon, or that you think in your mind that would actually push you completely over the edge? That you think it's 100% just our tech for all these years? I'm interested because like the way you're looking at it is very interesting.
Can I answer Ice Cream?
Yeah, I mean either one of you guys. Yeah.
All right, man. I believe that if they have balls, that government will tell us that we are facing an intelligent insectoid race that is able to create what we call grays, super like manufacturers kind of advanced species, and everything is like linked to that technology. Everything they're gonna that's what they're supposed to tell us. It is insectoid technology,
Right.
super advanced, but we're not there yet, and we're waiting for that.
Bob, who controls the greys? Because I've been saying for ages, right? Greys are like strapping a monkey into a rocket, and they just seem like test dummies. Like they don't wear hats or pants, and they just don't even have buttholes and stuff, right? I think greys are just not an actual intelligent thing. I think they're like a crash test dummy that's getting flung around.
But you have to think they're being created by insectoid. They're creating like maybe to look human or something.
Right, so the insectoids control the greys, and I'm not saying they can't. Yeah, well, I can't say that they're not mentally using them as avatars with the internet in their whatever, but even though they're biological, they just look like monkeys strapped into rockets, man.
No,
they're
because
just dumb.
when we talk about
you know.
insectoid, Kermit, this is the oldest ancient species that was ever here. Million, thousand, nursing Earth. No insect, no bugs. There is no human.
I can
And
probably
those things
name.
probably are so advanced they have been able to map different galaxies, and they're moving over, harvesting.
But thinking
And
about
they're
insects.
past 8 in weapons and things. They're about like wisdom.
Wait, how do we know this? Wait, hold on. You're going too far. Right. But I can name about 7 different cultures around the planet that believe they come from inside the Earth, and the ant people. If you're talking about insectoids and stuff, yeah.
But that's also interesting what you're bringing, man, because I heard stories that people got helped by kind of ants people. That's even fucked up. But yeah, who knows? Maybe they have like hidden under system. And I mean, as for me, advanced insectoid species mean, and that's why their trash look like eggs and things like that.
Okay, so the insectoids are the overlords. Got it.
Yeah,
Let's go
something like that.
Starship
We've been able
Troopers.
to-
Fighting
Yes, sir.
guarantees citizenship. Humans, join me. Let's go kill the bugs.
Yeah,
It's a hostile planet. It's an
really
alien planet, and it's coming to get you. Do your part.
No, you really need.
Well, isn't that part of it? Isn't that part of it? It's a fear factor. They want you scared.
You need to think.
You know, I mean, what does that serve? You know, to be scared of something that we have no evidence for. And if you think of it, when he says, "Okay, we retrieve biological material," okay, this is what Grusch's words, right? He says we retrieve biological material. Can you imagine what a human body looks like after it smashes at freaking 2,000 miles an hour? You see what I'm saying? What's it going to look like? You're going to be able to tell what the hell that thing is.
Thank you. That's what I always think.
I want the dash cam of the crater with an alien hanging out of it while it's trying to teleport a car and a cop following it going, what the fuck's going on here? Right? Yeah, that's what I want for evidence. Like an alien on its own, no, you can make that. A UFO on its own, no, you can make that. I want to see the crater with the thing hanging out the damn window.
Hell yeah, we do.
The people that were behind him, the people that behind him notoriously lie. I mean, provably lie. And here's the thing: it's to their advantage to have somebody like Grusch on the inside. Because, well, now he's got his clearance removed, or the last I knew. You know, to go ahead and give them more stories because it's for their benefit. They're profiteering from this crap, and all the while they're promising disclosure. All the while, do they ever deliver? Do any of them deliver? Any of them? I don't care who it is. Anybody that promises disclosure, give you anything that you can say, okay, yeah, they're definitely here. You know, I mean, maybe some people are satisfied with small information or very little even. Some are even happy to say there's no information and I just believe, you know, but all these people pushing this shit, are getting money. That's the whole fucking thing. They're getting money, movies and everything. And it's all built on fucking bullshit. Now they got a guy, Grusch, right? Okay, he's mentally unstable. Okay, PTSD. Okay, all right. You're in a building that's 200 miles away from the freaking goddamn war zone, and you're really scared. You know, come on. Nobody knows where those locations are. The enemy don't know. So why?
Yeah. Of course they know.
I mean, I'm still leaving it open for Grusch.
What's this guy talking about? Like talking this mental ability that he doesn't know anything. Why are you here, man? You're here like to spit on everything that is about ufology, dude. Fuck this. Look, we're past
it's a bunch
there.
of bullshit,
We're past
dude.
the age
Look
of
at all the
pressure.
Bob, why do you say that? Why do you say that, Bob? Because
This guy's aggressive, man. He's spitting on everything that move, and you don't see it.
I really don't feel that way. I'm sorry, I was agreeing with them in my mind.
The thing is, Bob, it's like I get where he's coming from. It's because we need something to really grasp on. We need something to make this real. We need evidence, and that's the problem.
Even if it is for them to tell us, look, this is our aircraft, this is an enemy aircraft, or just plain that we don't know what the fuck it is, right? You know, at least tell us something other than, well, we can only speak behind closed doors. What the hell does that solve? That don't solve shit. And I'm sorry.
Hold on, those sixes. Hold on, though, brother. I hear you say like it doesn't solve shit to go behind closed doors, but I mean, you have to understand there's two different ways to hear things. There's voices and there's actions, and sometimes actions speak louder than words. And I think if they get Grusch behind closed doors and he starts naming EG&G people, Boeing people, Battelle people, hey, these are the people that I spoke to that were in part of these groups, and then we don't hear that he said that, but they start to see Boeing people come in to the next hearings. You'll see what he said through the action of how it moves forward. And like for me, a lot of this is I'll give Grusch a shot here that he's telling the truth. If Congress can dig it up, man, if they can get in there and figure it out, I'm on board. That's cool. But if he doesn't, we're in a really bad spot. I'd agree with you more.
Okay, tell them the truth that these people told this to them. Okay, that's a lot different than actually seeing the evidence for yourself, to actually seeing the alien craft yourself, to actually seeing this biomaterial that he claims.
He's just a map, though. But he's just a map. He's a map. He's a map to show them where to go. And if they go there and there's treasure, great. If he doesn't, and it's the Treasure Island or Oak Island and there's no treasure, then I mean, ufology crashes, man. I agree with you. It's a real bad deal.
Well, pretty much everyone's testimony's gone as this far as a friend told me they saw it, and I believe them. That's it. And
I agree, but they're looking into it though, guys. You think Congress held that hearing because they're not going to look into the testimonies? They are. They do need a little bit of time.
Laughed them out of the hearing is what they did. They're like, "Oh my God, are you shitting me? This is your evidence? Get that?" Because that's we got to know that they cut that hearing short, or the closed door.
I have a simple question.
I don't think some of the congressmen come out saying there simply is no evidence. And that's why
there wasn't the time. I agree. Yeah.
I have a simple question for Kermit.
Kermit?
Can you hear me? Can you listen to me? I have a question for you, Kermit.
Just ask.
Okay. Do you believe we alone in the universe as human?
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
That's a simple question.
I'm gonna say no.
It's gonna define you. It's a simple question.
I'm sorry, it's funny. How do you not just love Kermit the Frog?
Do you believe
Kermit's funny?
We were alone?
It's a burn.
No, Bob, I'm not saying that there isn't life out there, and there's likely is, but to be like little green men with antenna flying around our stupid sky, come on now. I mean, give us evidence, right? Give us evidence. That's what everybody wants.
That's where you stand. The thing about
everybody here wants evidence, right? Is it not true?
Yeah.
Is that not true?
He's not in the know.
Where is it?
He's not
Where
in
is
the
it?
know.
80 years later, you don't got shit.
And
wait, hold on, Bob. Bob, why are you upset at what he's saying? I want to know.
I'm not upset. I'm challenging him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Wait,
I thought you were upset. I'm just making sure. Okay.
No. I'm not upset. I'm challenging him. Conversations are good and healthy.
Thank you. So why are you challenging what he's saying? I mean, we don't have any evidence.
Well, I believe we have. We wouldn't be at the Pentagon if we wouldn't have evidence. That's where
like,
that's the thing. We are
no. Okay, let me reword it. We haven't seen any undeniable evidence yet.
Some did, Richie. That's the thing you seem to forget. Some people saw, but we are in the society that are still like, and not in the special group, and we know that those things exist.
Of course,
it's
I know.
It's normal that Kermit exists and ask questions, and you say that it's bullshit. I was just like in like fucking few years ago, honestly, but I've got a special friend in Canada that tells me things that we can talk in Canada that you can't talk things and where you stand because of the Pentagon thing. And I know things that there's things that are much interesting are coming. That's for sure.
Well, you know how often I've heard that, like every year in the last 20 years, it's just never going to happen. And I understand there is some evidence hidden from us very smartly, as I think Tony Introvert said. But we, the public, we couldn't handle it. I'm telling you, I think I could. But if they showed us a magical thing that does, teleportation and all this other stuff, are you going to believe it, or are you just going to...
I believe what you said. You just nailed it, Richie. They are thinking exactly that. Are we able to deal with that kind of information?
Yeah. I don't think we are.
That's where we are.
But
humans abuse...
It's almost like that's using as an excuse why they haven't given us evidence. I mean, sure, I can, and I'm sure that there's some level of secrecy that they're not telling us stuff. I am positive of that, and probably for good reason. And the only good reason that I can think of that they would not tell us is because it's some alien, or not alien, Jesus Christ, it's some craft from the enemy, or somebody else.
Oh.
Or, because look, we ain't gonna give up how our radars work. We ain't gonna say, hey, we seen you. No, we're not gonna say shit at all, right? So let's keep that, hush hush on the hush.
But Sixes since
but
when
that's the thing, they're working on that. They want to go past that, this hush hush little scenario that's been taking over so many years. If like people could work together and pass this hush things, we could like open that to the public and like think
it's
together.
not happening.
Since when have we ever got technology though? Since when have we ever got technology though, guys, that would make us like superior in war, and we just never used it? I mean, how long was it until after we made the nuke that we actually went ahead and used it?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're in any kind of conflict, we just get involved with what we have and we end it. It's how we've always been.
I'm into ancient history and social anthropology, and the build-up of technology over time exists. And there's no point in there that aliens rocked up and gave us anything we couldn't have done at the time. There's just no point in that at all.
Ice Cream, I think you made a good point, though. That's it. It's a rush for who has the best weapons, the best defense and stuff. No doubt about that. And we should. We should, because, look at now, people say, okay, because we got a Space Force. That's because there's aliens up there. No, it's not. You don't think that the enemy don't have things up there? Ballistic missiles or nukes or dirty nukes? Or
I agree with you, Sixes, but it comes, for me, it comes down to like, where did it originate? I mean, like I said, there's been reports since the 30s. Like I said this, I think a week or so ago on the show, which is that for me to believe that we've reverse engineered or this is our technology, we had to have reversed it from somewhere else, because I don't think we've had the 3 or 4 physicists for 80 years, and they're the only ones possible that could figure out anti-gravity, and no other physicists in the world in any other country is competent enough to figure out what we did, and we've kept the technology. So I just don't think that I think that's so unlikely, though.
Gravity is. We know its effects, but we don't know what it is.
No, but I mean the Tic Tac. Like I think the Tic Tac is ours.
Dark energy. We don't even know none of that shit.
No, I agree with you. I think the Tic Tac is ours, though, and I think we've reverse engineered that. But I don't think we figured that out on our own 20 years ago.
Okay, if we get an enemy craft, we're going to definitely look to reverse engineer it.
There's been a catalyst, man. There's been a catalyst to all of this, and it's got to be something that wasn't us. We got it from somewhere, man, in my opinion.
Yeah, but not from outer space.
Well, it doesn't have to be, though. It could. They could be cryptoterrestrials. They were already here underground. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I'm just saying it could be from there. They could be living. They could be interdimensional. It's very possible. I mean, there's many places where it could come from, but I still think that at the end of the day, we don't have the only physicists that have been able to figure it out all this time. I mean, you're talking that the U.S. government would be thousands of years ahead in technology, more than 40 or 50 years, like people think. I don't see how we're the only ones that figured it out. You got to
jump in? Can I jump in? Please?
Yeah.
It's like Bob Lazar said back in the 80s, how do you control these things without dials and levers? And how does its systems link? And how does its energy charge and stuff? And how is it made out of one piece, like it's printed? And these days we've got small scale 3D printing, wireless technology, and data transfer and charging. But Bob Lazar said that in the 80s, all the things we have now on a consumer level at small scale, Bob Lazar was freaking out about UFOs back in the 80s and said, how do you do that? And now we actually have 3D printing. It's like, what the hell?
Speak of like,
Yeah,
where's the next size? Where's the? Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
No,
where's,
I was
where's
just
the,
saying,
okay, where is the next
I was just saying,
sign
I agree with you, Sapphire.
Right,
I just think we had to have a catalyst. We had to figure it out.
That's what I mean. I think he saw something, and the idea of biological aliens coming and visiting, I think, is a bit more far-fetched than the idea we'd encounter their technology. And it just lives here like Mars. We send a probe, it does its thing, it runs out of batteries, and it just sits there.
Hey, but I think the development of technology, like transportation technology, it could be different in other areas of the universe depending on what your elements are. I mean, we started, walking, and then we made skates and bikes, and then we got into cars and planes. What if they started on other planets with the plane? That was their first, and they got way ahead.
It's like that element 115 could not be created by our sun, but if we lived under a blue binary star, we totally have element 115 everywhere and super dense nuclear energy, and maybe we didn't even invent fire. We just went straight to that.
Okay, let's just look on the local level, okay, our own solar system, okay? Now, granted, they said that they detected water on other planets and
by the
even
way,
moons and shit like that, right? Okay, and I believe that there might be water on these planets and stuff, but where is there any life even within our own solar system that we've ever detected? And look, a lot of these places are like methane and these weird shit. I mean, super cold and then super hot.
But six, we don't know shit about our own galaxy.
Methane's a byproduct of methane itself. Methane gas is not a chemical thing that happens in nature unless it's a byproduct of actual biological functions, by combining oxygen and other things together. And so if we see methane, that's a very good indication of like a Dagobah swamp planet from Star Wars.
Okay, do you know anything that can live?
Very good.
You were made What do we know that doesn't require water, at least on our own planet? Is there something that's living that doesn't require water? I mean, there's obviously under the ocean.
Xenophobes.
You win with that one, Richie. Hey,
I was about to say the sand people and the Jawas, but fair enough.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I got to get going, but thanks for talking, everybody. Hey, Bob, Sapphire, Hollywood, Six, Kermit, Sacred, Metalhead. Good to see you guys, man. I'll catch you guys on the other side. All
Thanks,
right?
Ice Cream.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
Take care.
Yo, by the way, Richie, I heard that they're gonna have soon a new name, code name for UFO after UFO and UAP. It's gonna be something. Called, phasing engines. Yes.
Something, silly like that.
It's phasing. It's gonna be the new thing.
I almost think that they changed it on purpose, and maybe I'm wrong here. I probably am, but because look at UFOlogy or UFO has its own little name. When people talk of UFOs, you automatically think of aliens right away, right? I mean, the average person on Earth thinks this. So when you say UAP, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? Now wait a minute. Okay, now you take that into consideration when you do a FOIA report or a FOIA request. What are you supposed to do? How am I going to know if it's a UAP or a UFO? You got to use the proper terms, otherwise they won't give you the shit. So I think there was a little bit of, they wanted to like muddy the waters a little bit about researching it, probably because of military technology. And that's my guess. I mean, I don't know no more than you guys do about what that government's doing, but I could suspect. Look, they haven't given us any evidence anyways.
I mean, if we look at the data, those things don't seem to need water at all. It's like way past water. Everything is
depends
like
on the amount.
rot and smelly and disgusting. It's like nothing is about water there, or maybe in the ancient form.
As life we know it, it requires water. I mean, the sun obviously for
Yeah, but
humans,
that's in your
we're going to
belief.
need that for plants
Where
and
where
animal life
standard
and
we
what.
understand that everything life need water.
I'm not saying
Not
there
sure
ain't
about
life
that.
out there. I do believe there is life out there. I just don't think they're little green aliens.
I believe to make our
I
life,
believe they're
we
not green
need water.
alien either.
To make
I believe
life
it's more oily than
is
that.
different.
It could be different on any other planet.
That's right.
Anything can happen on another
Have to be
planet.
something super
Can you hear me,
disgusting,
Rich?
hiding itself. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I can hear you. Who said that?
Metalhead.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just when you speak, your screen doesn't blink like everybody else's.
I don't know what's going on. I have my camera on, but it's not working.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
Weird.
See, I really live in a weird area. I live by Edwards Air Force Base. You have no idea what goes on out here, guys.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
Dude, I've been here 30 years, okay? I'm about to turn 61 in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I've been filming shit since I moved here, off and on. And I've tried to when YouTube started, I started a channel. Called it nothing. I was just uploading, not even comments. And within probably less than a month, they deleted my channel.
Huh.
And I had to get another IP.
Wow. What was their excuse?
Huh?
Why'd they delete it?
This content is not allowed.
Well, usually you get a strike, then you get warnings, strikes. They just took it down.
You have to understand, when YouTube started, they weren't like they are now. They weren't censored.
Oh,
but
I know.
They were on certain things like UFOs at the time. Because when did they start? 08?
Something like that, yeah.
7, 8, 9, something like that. And so I never messed with it again, but I kept filming anyways. A lot of what I get are dots. You know, that's why I don't even upload anymore, because I don't want the scrutiny, because they're dots.
Yeah.
Right,
I
right.
can.
Who
I
likes
don't know
that?
what
We
they
can share
are.
them here sometime.
The only dots that are good are the ones that multiply and you can't figure out why, or they make
Right.
some.
And I have some film of those. Maybe I'll send them to you, Rich. You can look at them.
Hey, man, if you want, I can send them over and ruin your day.
Yeah, you could. I mean, you have before.
No, I'm joking.
You've actually showed my shit on your channel, so it's okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I love
I
you.
can't remember everybody. I'm sorry if I don't remember.
Well, I've been off and on since, what was it, 2020, COVID, dude.
Oh, okay.
I was taking care of my dad who was dying, and you kept me going, dude, every fucking day, dude.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Well, you know, he was old and sick, and
yeah, but still,
you gotta take care of your family.
You have to. And I did it for 2 years, bro. And
that's tough.
It was tough, but you know, you have to move on. And that's what he told me. He goes, move on. He goes, don't, Fred, be happy for me.
Good.
So
well, I hope you're living by that.
I have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
About current ufology.
Okay.
First of all, they're going to give a form of disclosure. I don't know when. It could be 5 years from now. And they're going to show bodies, and they're going to show some sort of craft that they manufactured.
Yeah.
Manufactured by insectoid.
Right. Everything's going to be fake. It's going to be a fake body, and it's a fake craft. Now, getting back to earlier ufology, I mean, I've had experiences since the late 60s. That's why I got into it. I've been into it all my life. The best sightings I have are not on camera, unfortunately, because they were before cameras and shit. And other times, like 3 a.m, I'm out smoking a cigarette.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, I see 5 saucers flying over my house. Going towards Edwards Air Force.
Don't you think if it's what we think it is, that they almost know you don't have the camera in your hand? That happened to me.
I swear, dude. And the moon was full. It was bright, and they didn't even care.
Wow.
But anyway,
hey, Rich.
You got to look at one more thing. And I'll stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to look at ancient ufology. These things have been painted on rocks. How long ago? In paintings. They've been talked about for thousands of years, man. So what are they and who are they?
They've
Right?
been here forever, I think. Yeah, I think.
Yes, for
I think
longer
they're here.
than us, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough, man. I mean, there's so many different places they could hide if they have the technology we think they do. They can just do anything, you know.
And you got to
it's-
figure.
Yeah.
What was that dude, Phil Snyder?
Yeah.
You got to figure 50% of what he said was true.
This guy, I believe this guy.
I believe him wholeheartedly, especially the way he died.
Yeah, he died terribly.
He was freaking murdered, man.
Yeah, they said he committed suicide, right?
And the thing is, when he was, when he became his whistleblower, or whatever you want to call him, I was following him in real time. And, you know, to hear that when he got, you know, suicided or whatever, it was just weird, dude. So, you know, I'm like the other guy who said, you know, he grew up with, I grew up with Star Trek and all that shit. And then having experiences, you know, it continues. And I'm not the only one in this world, you know. That's had them all their life.
Did you grow? You're 61, you said, so you're a little older than me. So you saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind when it was in the theater, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, I think that movie really triggered the imaginations of a lot of people, and there was a big uptick in sightings.
Before that movie.
No, I know. Yeah, a lot of people were. That's why the movie came out, because it was such a cultural thing. It was happening everywhere in the 50s, 60s, and even in the 70s.
Well,
that's one thing. It's about the old sightings. That's why I can't really.
Yeah. It is about the old sightings because everything now you can't trust. But if you go back before people actually had cameras and they were affordable, those sightings are I mean, there's a ton of them. And that's the reason why now we don't see them like we used to. They don't come close because they know we have the technology to get in.
Right.
My opinion. I don't know if that's true, but hey, you'd think the Phoenix Lights, somebody would have captured it on camera, right? A 1 to 2 mile wide craft. Nobody got it.
Why? Why is that?
Because it happened, according to them, they got mesmerized by watching it and didn't. Well, and also it was 97. Who had a camera?
Well, you got one dude who filmed it for whatever hours.
Oh, no, he filmed it for the 7 minutes or whatever, the flares.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, is that what?
Yeah, those were the flares from the Maryland bomber group.
So it wasn't even a freaking. All right.
There was two sightings on that night.
You know, I think there's certain things that might actually influence people and attempt to change their perspective. You know, I used to be a fan of Discovery, TLC, all them, you know, all that type of learning stuff. I loved it, and that's why I would watch. Even today, I love that kind of stuff. But then you started putting up ancient aliens and stuff, only to find out that these fucking assholes they're photoshopping shit. They're like the hieroglyphs. They're making them into something that they're not. It's like, you know what? Why can't you just be honest and tell us the honest history instead of like glorifying it or sensationalizing it? And I think that I see that way too often, especially with even current day, the grifters that are doing this kind of shit. That's what they do. They make money off sensationalizing it. Right. And I just want to say, I'm going to take off here, Rich. Thank you for having me.
Before you go,
I'm banned in your chat, by the way. So if you could fix that, that would be cool. I don't start trouble with nobody, but yeah, I just that kind of stuff, man. I love TLC and Discovery. Now I can't watch this shit no more. But
I'm the same way. Yeah, I think Hollywood wanted to talk to you real quick. Say something.
Yeah, no, bro. I just wanted to act. No, I just wanted. It's me, Sacred Teachings. I just wanted to ask.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So, Rich, you remember you brought up the, I think it was like a document.
Wait. Who wanted to leave right now? Metalhead?
Yeah, I'm gonna take off there, buddy. Thank you for having me on my show, or on your show.
It was our show. It was your show tonight. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Metalhead a question too.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, hold on a second. So you did want to ask Metalhead a question.
Whoever's a skeptic, I don't know who the name is, but
it was Metalhead.
Yes. All right. So, Rich, you remember that document where I heard it briefly during the show. You mentioned it. It was about like the UFO turning soldiers into stone. Do you remember that? Is that is that legitimate? I haven't really looked into it. I remember hearing it as a document as something happening. I mean, is that legit to you, or what do you think about that first?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's not much to the story. There is a 250-page report with drawings and pictures, but they didn't release it. So, yeah, there's only one document of the CIA document that talks about it briefly. So,
okay. I thought it was like a legitimate document and it had all the information.
It
so
is.
I was gonna ask. Oh, okay, so it is. Okay, because apparently UFO turned people into stone, like literally. I was gonna ask the skeptic here, what he thought about it. I mean, what do you think about that? Did you hear about that story?
Metalhead?
I didn't. I've never heard about being turned into stone. The only thing I've ever heard of are abductions and people. I mean, think about what's going on in Peru. Do y'all think that's a hoax, or do you think
Most
there's
likely?
I think it's all a hoax.
What he said people turning into stone.
Right,
Yeah,
he's
I've never heard of
UFO
that.
turned people and turned soldiers apparently into
Well,
stone.
if you look
literally.
like in the
Wait,
Bible,
hold on. It was 5 beings that came out of the UFO. They formed all together in one ball of light and then turned them into stone. No, that's the Peru one, isn't it? I don't know. They're all melding together.
I know. No, I mean, you hear
No,
about
it
a lot
was.
of
I think it
abduction
was fun.
stuff and slaughtering of animals and humans. There's one about all they did was cut around the face and took all the meat and everything off this person's face. That's how
this
they found.
story is so fucked up. This story is weird. It looked like straight up from the Predator movie.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Really is.
I've never seen nothing like that before.
You know what? I don't believe shit when I see it at first. So what can I tell you?
The evidence is terrible.
That is right. The evidence it's crap.
When I saw that face, like skull kind of face, like super pale, it reminded me those statue from Gemmo-san. You know those fake statue, Richie? Like they were all white and pale. It looked like just like that face. They used the same technique, to create that fake.
Yeah. Well, couldn't the guy been wearing a mask?
Yeah, well, maybe a mask.
I think so.
Fake. Anyway.
It was so clean looking, and I was saying, "Wow, that really looks good." And then somebody said, "It looks like a mask to me," and I'm like, "Oh, wow, it could be." And the body,
our military could have paid them to try to pull it off.
Sure. I mean, the body wasn't even in rigor mortis yet. It still looked fresh.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
crazy shit, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
Anyways, Rich.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate these live chats and keep them going, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your input. Come back anytime, of course.
I'm here almost every day, bro.
I know.
How's it going, man?
All right, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Later, guys. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
All right, bye.
Bye. That was awesome. Metalhead coming on. I'm glad. It's nice to meet you guys this way and talk to you. And Kermit has been doing a good job entertaining the masses. I don't know how I'm not getting distracted, but sometimes I find myself laughing. So next time we need the guy behind the guy. Grusch. I'm going to call you Kermit Grusch.
You should, Rich. You should.
I will there. I could be Mrs. Piggy. Hey, Kermit!
Well, that gave you a little goosebumps there, Rich.
Bend over, Kermit. Hiya! Okay.
All right. Me too, Richie.
So-
I'm leaving you. I'm going.
Oh, that's a great time to leave. Perfect timing, right as we get a little goofy.
My latest video. So yes,
All right, I'll see you later, Bob.
Take care, Richie.
Thank you, man. The
Thank you,
shirtless
Bob.
wonder.
Bye, Hollywood.
Bob Perkins. Making it known. All right. He's still here. Hold on. There he goes. Well, we've got a couple of minutes left, and we were just getting into some things, but I want to, some things about the attacks and whatnot. But what do you guys think about Ross Cuckold, or what's his Cuthort? What do you think about him?
I think,
Anybody?
I think Ross, unfortunately, I don't know. When you played the video with Ross talking about how Grusch could go to jail, I mean, that kind of triggered me when he said that, because I feel like, that wouldn't be the case because because Grusch told Congress that these are things he's heard and he's heard from witnesses, and how would he be liable if he's just talking about things he's heard, and he's already got confirmation from higher ups to come and say this on News Nation and on TV. So there wouldn't be any reason to put him in jail if what he's saying is incorrect, because he's already told us many times that this was hearsay and he was told this. So he's not under any consequence like that. So the fact that Ross is saying that on live television seems like he's kind of trying to be a little sensationalist, and it just seems a little fraud, like disingenuous, which is why I go along with Ross cuckold, because it's funny, and it's just, they deserve it. They deserve these names.
I feel they do, because that guy he glommed on to the UFO genre, and all of a sudden he became this go-to guy overnight without knowing or being a part of our family, our community. It was just forced upon us, and they want us to like him. And I find him to be very arrogant. I find him to be pompous. Thinks he knows it all already. And
we already have one.
I know we have our Corbell. I guess he is from Australia, but not Corbell, this guy.
Yeah, we don't need another one. He could go get somewhere else.
Right.
Go somewhere else. Yeah.
Rich, didn't he kind of make his name kind of back in the 80s and stuff when he was doing UFO reports over in Australia or something, like that one where he rode along with the airplane where they were tracking UFO out in the South Pacific by South Australia? I
don't know about that.
UFOs. He was doing UFOs back in the 80s, man.
Oh, kind of like George Knapp.
In Australia. I think it's Channel 7 in Australia. I think.
Oh my God. I'll have to look up those old videos.
Yeah, I think he did a couple of reports on them and stuff, man, where they had people in the airplane, man. They were tracking the UFOs, man, for supposedly quite a while.
I wonder if I've seen it.
But it sounds right to me.
Yeah.
I could honestly say the only person I feel is genuine and is really doing good work is Michael Schratt.
Oh yeah, Michael Schratt's the shit.
John Greenwald.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Yeah, that's very tough, isn't it, to find people that we could trust and that are doing the right thing all the time. I like Stephen Greenstreet.
Oh, Greenstreet from New York Post.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I honestly, what I want Greenstreet, I want Mick West, and I want the two other scientists that are at Skinwalker already that are on the show to all go to Skinwalker and do an investigation. That's what I need. And I know that'll never happen ever.
That would be beautiful, right?
That's what we need.
I don't know.
That's what we need. We need skeptics, and we need guys like those guys on the show, because we can't just have guys like that on the show so they could fabricate and do what they do. We need someone there to tell them, to set it straight.
But they bought the property to make money. So if they're not making money, they're going to end up selling it, right?
Bingo.
Right. Well, we're all worried that Zeke Fugel is going to turn that into a resort for rich people to go visit the paranormal.
Well, there you go. Eh?
Seriously, a Disneyland Skinwalker Ranch. Come
I'll
visit.
Be there. Yeah.
They make little, get it, Bigelows, and people then maybe have 10 Bigelows, and all those people get together and do some research while they're there. I think that's what he's going to eventually do, because he is a businessman. He is a real estate mogul, isn't he, Fugel?
Yeah, like lease parts of the place out to other teams and stuff, and then collect their knowledge with theirs.
Yes, something like that.
Think of what he's going to get if he sells it like that, right? If he sells it with all those attractions.
Right, or he keeps it and just builds on it and makes money off of it.
Yeah,
well, I was listening.
I doubt that'll happen.
I think that would happen. Honestly, I was listening to an interview, and this was an interview with Eric Smith. He's a scientist that has clearance, and he's worked on programs for the government. I believe he was on the UAP. I believe he did play a part in the UAP task force while working for the government, trying to find out what UAPs were. Eric Smith, you could look him up. He's doing interviews around now.
Okay.
And he spoke about Skinwalker Ranch, and he actually mentioned that the reason why Bigelow sold the ranch is because there was this lack of evidence, and he said that in the interview.
Yeah.
He said that straight up in the interview. He
And
said
then
it.
I heard that. I've heard that before. And also, they're friends. They know each other.
Yep.
Which is bullshit, man. Which the way Bigelow won that, he won that at an auction really cheap, which was bullshit because he was the only one voting or not betting on it, but whatever you do when you go to those auctions, auctioning on it. He was the only bidder.
He had some connection.
Yeah, connection. I can't remember who, but it was all bullshit.
But the UFO community is a small, and we all know that, right?
Yeah.
And so he bought it at a small price because nobody wants it. It has nothing to them. But now, because the way the UFOs are going, that property is going to be so popular and want so much. He's going to make a fortune just to sell that. The way it's going now.
He'll make 5 to 10 times what probably 5 to 10 million.
Easy.
Yeah. I want to play this clip real quick of Burchett and hear what he says here about what's going on. And then this girl named Michael. I know they're trying. All right, check it out.
They don't exist. So what's there to review? I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
Oh, he's talking about the government and that what their excuse is for not having any more hearings.
I don't trust them. I don't trust them from day one. They're war pimps. That's all. Their business is very good right now, and that's what they're after. They're after more dollars, more of your tax dollars, and they don't need any more. They just need to release these files.
Okay, so Michael Schnell, congressional reporter with The Hill, was the moderator there and joins us now. Thanks so much for being here, Michael.
So you heard what Grusch said. Unbelievable. He's saying it's all about money. Anyone?
I would love to hear his 2 cents on how he portrayed that as money. Like how he's coming up with that. Sorry, not using the voice. I can't do the voice anymore.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to play this part and stop it here and there. Why is it not going to the screen I wanted to? Oh, there it is. And then we'll have some talking points and then we'll be done.
Hey, Natasha, thanks for having me.
So what stood out the most to you from the Hills event yesterday?
Look, I thought that one of the most interesting aspects of the event was when Congressman Burchett actually said that he doesn't think that there'll be more hearings on the discovery of UAPs from Washington until a select committee is established to investigate sightings of UAPs. Look.
Don't we have a select committee, people selected already? I'm lost. What is Arrow for?
But they don't have anything. They're unfunded, unmanned. They don't have what it takes to do wide searches like that.
So that's what's going on, you think? That's what it is?
They're trying to establish something, possibly.
20 people in that office, something like 20 or 23 people. I don't know.
And
nobody knows how to get hold of them. Nobody knows how to report to them. Nobody wants to talk to them.
This is terrible.
It's
I thought all this Arrow shit or stuff, and this coming forward stuff, I thought it was all a ploy to get these people out of hiding, to tell their story for the government to get their fingers in on it. And I said this before, the government probably doesn't have their fingers in on it. It's the black projects that have it. And once the government gets it, we're in trouble. So what they're trying to do is to get the government's trying to pull these people in. And so Grusch or whoever that works for the military, but also have their secret black projects that the government's not involved. This is what they want. And they want the papers and they want control. The government wants control of everything.
It does. I don't.
That's how I see it. That's just how it because nothing's adding up and stuff. You know what I mean? You're like, what is the point of like this?
No.
And
yeah, I don't understand why we need to appoint a panel of people to have a next congressional hearing. What's wrong with what we've been doing? I know you just answered it.
Anything to
but
slow
it doesn't.
Down.
Yeah,
slow down the train somehow, man.
It's got to be a lie. It's got to be a lie.
That's one way to think about it. Yeah.
It has to be. Let me play the next thing that Michael says here. Good old Mike.
We had that hearing last month, and there was a ton of anticipation heading into it. There was a lot of drama. Would it happen? Would it not? Congressman Moskowitz actually said that it was almost canceled at the last minute.
See?
And then the event happened, that hearing happened, and there was a ton of buzz generated from it and a lot of interesting conversations. So now a lot of folks are asking, well, what comes next? And the lawmakers involved have been stressing that there's a lot more to do and a lot more to talk about. So I asked Congressman Burchett, do you think that we're going to have another hearing on the horizon? When would it be? He said he doesn't actually think that there'll be another hearing based out of Washington, which of course comes with a little more gravitas than maybe a field hearing, until a select committee is established. Now, 4 lawmakers, including Burchett, have written a letter to Speaker McCarthy asking for a select committee to be established to investigate the sightings of UAPs, but there's been no movement there yet. So now the question is, how do you move this forward? There could potentially be field hearings, but that part about possibly no more hearings out of D.C. until that select committee designation is received, I found that fascinating in terms of.
So if there's no more in D.C. and they're just field hearings, so what? They don't hold as much weight if they're not in D.C.? I know. That's what I'm asking. So they don't mean anything if it's not done in a white building in Washington?
That's what it sounds like.
The government would pull. It's like something they try to pull, man. They will have this event and stuff, and they're still going to just conflate you with disinformation and no evidence, no facts. Just something to delay it.
Can I just point something out? I don't know if it's something or it could be nothing.
Please, yeah.
They said they were to cancel this hearing, correct? The one
they
that
were
Grusch
going
was in.
to.
So
the one with Grusch, Graves, and Fravor.
Right. Didn't Grusch go to the media first or go to somebody else first to get his story out before he went to the hearing?
Yes.
Now, my question is now, was it already decided that they were going to close those hearings because he wasn't nowhere? They're going to close the hearings and all of a sudden Grusch comes out of nowhere. What I'm trying to get at, did he stop it from, you know what I mean? Was he the stop it from not happening? And did somebody just bring him up and go, "Oh, here, no, you can't. You have to go through with it"?
No, what happened? No, what happened was they had done background checks on the whistleblowers, and they were set up with 3 whistleblowers that failed their background checks.
Right.
This is what I remember happening, and that they were going to go and cancel this. So as a last minute replacement, I think Grusch was found that, I'll do it. And then Graves and Fravor, of course, haven't done it yet. So they did it. It was probably something they planned for September, but they moved it up.
Who's planning that? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, I
think
know.
it's almost like a big boy in the back going, let's send Grusch up. Hurry up. Let's get him up there.
Yeah. Who's doing that? I forget. I don't remember. I want to say, I know Corbell had something to do with this one. That's why he almost spoke as a witness with Knapp in a skiff, I think. But
Corbell, Knapp.
This has got, this has just got conspiracy written all over it.
Right, something's up.
I don't like it. And to be continued. So that's where we're going to end it tonight. I want to thank Hollywood, Sacred Teachings, and Kermit the Frog. Kermit, do you want to tell us who your master really is?
No, not yet.
I know. Okay, we'll keep you quiet. Hollywood, anywhere people can find you, or are you just a casual observer?
I'm just more or less casual observer, putting in my 2 cents here and there where I can, trying to stay up with the news and stuff. Because this could be
appreciate
important, but like you said, it's probably going to get chopped down now, man. They build this up to chop us down.
Yeah, I know. That's sad. It feels like the wheels are in motion, but they're not making any turns.
Again. It's like 2001 all over.
Yeah. Sacred Teachings. Thank you very much.
Then you got this, that, and the other thing, and then it disappeared. Same exact playbook. This time, same thing.
It's almost identical, right?
Yep.
In Sacred Teachings, thank you as well, everybody. Sacred, if you want to, thank you, Hollywood. If anybody wants to say, do you want to say where we can find you on the internet, Sacred Teachings?
Yeah, you can just type in Sacred Teachings. You could find me on YouTube. You can check me out there.
Sweet. And thanks for coming on. I appreciate you putting the input in and everything else and being a in part of our chat room almost every other night.
Yeah,
or whenever.
Yeah, I'm always here.
I see you here all the time. Thank you very much for everything, man.
All right,
have a
brother.
great weekend. Have a good
All right,
weekend.
brother. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. I hate saying goodbye. What was I going to say? There was one more thing I had to say before I get out of here. I can't believe I can't remember. It wasn't that important if you couldn't remember. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's not it. So, to be continued. Next Friday, not Saturday, we'll come back and do this on a Friday night. And we'll be back on schedule. I loved that you guys came on from Dorothy in the beginning all the way to Sacred Teachings at the end. Everybody in between, I can't thank you enough for that. And also, not to forget, Ben, the Yorkshire Guffonian, dropped down £2, £2. And yes, I've seen the Pentrich UFO Wales UK incident. It's one of my favorites. We've talked about it here on the show probably 2 years ago. It's a great sighting. Thank you. And Mr. Mason said his story was the same as Sacred Teachings. He's been a firm believer since the 70s and, well, until the last few years, become more skeptical. Stephen, thank you very much for the £5, £5 super chat. And Moonlicht, thank you very much. The reason is that women are from Venus. I don't remember exactly what we were talking about at that point, but it might have to do with life. Thank you, Moonlicht. Your support always is greatly appreciated. And David threw down his $1, and it's a £1, £1 super dono. It's beautiful love here at GoofOn. David, thank you very much for contributing to the cause that is truthology for ufology. And with that, everybody have a great night. Please be safe out there. Moderators, super chatters, from newcomers to our veterans, you guys keep this chat room going. Can't thank you enough for that. It's a lot of fun to see what you guys say, especially after the show. So I appreciate that. And I am going to watch the UFC. So I am going to dislodge from this show and go enjoy the remaining 6 or 7 fights that are left. Thank you, everybody. Be safe, be kind, and alien bless. I said alien bless.